this is John, bench fisherman. Oh, got a Penn here. This is a 980. High speed retrieve. I should know this, but let's look. Oh God, I'm sorry. Whew. Let me look and see what the retrieve ratio is. Okay, we're right there. 1, 2, 3, 4.1 to 1. So that's pretty high speed for back in the day. It's made in USA. This thing's a little brand new when it's done. It's just covered in cat hair or something. The joys of working on used reels. The handle's just a little bit bent. I can fix that. I didn't even put a clean mat down. It's pretty dirty. Let's take it apart. Had it for a while. Honestly, it's been sitting here. Got 2 pins on the bench to be redone. I've got a really nice old 12, an original International 12 I'm going to get to sooner or later. And so make that's a handy little wrench for taking his handle nuts off. All this stuff will get run in a cleaner, which I just changed out yesterday. I love using the fresh cleaner, man. It's so much fun. It just takes the crud right off these reels. Of course, I'll pick a nice dirty one to start out with, you know. Why not? I would think this thing's been into before. That comes out. This handle is bent and it's loose, so I got to fix that. Let's start out on the drive side here. Yeah. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this or not. I've got a few of these things. Might not be much point in me keeping it. These were heavy duty reels. They really make very good drum reels if you have the thumb to cast them and the arms to heave them. They're pretty good reels for that. That thing's on there tight, isn't it? I'm going to have to give it a little help to get it out of there. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to this side. Let's get what it gives us right now. Let's take there's a bearing in here, okay? So, oh my goodness. Hard on the hands this morning. Yeah, that may not be a doable thing this morning. Good day. Let's just take it apart. I know what I could do. Soak those threads down with some crowel. That thing does not want to turn. This is your spool tension. You got 2 cast controls. You got spool tension and you've got your mag control. There's a magnet on the end of that contacts the doesn't contact it. It's in proximity with the spool. And some say, well, it's an aluminum spool. How does it work? It actually works, folks. It took me a long time to wrap my head around that, but it actually works. This would, I thought about maybe turning this into a king mackerel fighting reel. I may do that just for the fun of it. I just have another reel sitting around here I can throw on a rod and take to the coast. I'm not going to do a lot of fishing on the coast this year. I'm working. I'm hoping to rectify that situation by next year, but I've got to work and pay back bills. when I was off work. Everybody knows how that is, right? I lost almost a whole year of work for illness. Feeling great now. Feeling really good. Probably the healthiest I've felt in my entire life, to be honest with you. But, you know, I had to start all over again. The guy I was working for, my last job, he thought it would be fun to lay me off while I was under doctor's care. Still fighting with that issue. This reel's stuck. I'm not sure how I'm going to get it apart. It's got shows a little wear. If it weren't for that right there, this reel would be like brand new. But right now, the elephant in the room is I cannot get it apart. You're going to run into this if you work on fishing reels. Yeah. Let's start down here where it's not as noticeable if I do make a mistake. This is why I keep an old blade on this. It's not going to come apart. I may end up having to soak the whole reel in WD-40 and then come back and pop it apart. Spin's nice and free, but it is stuck. Stuck hard. Well, that wasn't in the bingo cards for today, was it? Aha! We have leverage. Okay. It almost acts like it's had some something sticky spilt all over it. There we go. Now we're in. Take the spool out. I've got a couple of extra spools for these things I've acquired over the years. Now that end's apart, this end will come off because I can, if I'm very careful with my hammer. Well, I don't have a lot of room to swing, but I have a Delrin punch here. Handy little thing. I may be able to, it's a little bit short, just a little bit short, but I think I can do it. We'll hold that right there, and nothing happened. And nothing's happening. Wow, this thing is really stuck. It's got something spilt all over it. There it goes. So I just use a plastic, it's basically a Delrin or nylon or whatever punch. There's just the frame. We'll obviously come back to that. Let's get this mag control. Let's thread it out. It comes out through the inside. And there's a spring to clean on that. It's just, it feels like it's got soda on it or something. So like a drink got spilt on it. These are, there's a bearing in there. And they are very difficult to get apart. Even more difficult to clean. The best way I found to clean them, I take them outside and take brake cleaner and spray down and just get all the gunk out of it I can. There's not an easy way to do it. You can get these little covers off, but you really need a special puller. My little hook tool, I've bent them things trying to get them off of there. You know, it's pretty significant how strong they've got that on there. Let's see if I can maybe pop it like this. Watch me put a hole in my finger. I'm bending the whole pick, so that'd be a negative. I'll figure that out later. I will take the frame all the way apart. How was the thing together? Let's see. Make sure I get it back together properly. Kind of let everything fall apart. I think this goes like that. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the palm side. Are they the same? I guess they're the same. I do believe they are. I believe they're the same on both sides. That's good. Okay, well we learned a little something there. Yeah, I think maybe for just fun, I might go ahead and put some line on this and maybe use it on a pier somewhere. I usually carry a couple of rods, fighting rods. If I'm just going by myself, I'll carry a couple fighting rods. I'll carry several different reels. And the reels will already be spooled with either braid, mono, mix, or straight mono, depending upon where I'm fishing at. Johnny Mercer's Pier, the rules say mono only, but most of the guys out there are running mono for the top couple hundred yards, and they're putting this for fighting reels for king mackerel. I didn't really make that very clear, but most of the guys are running a top shot of about 200 yards of mono, and then backing it with enough braid. If they get a tarpon or something on big, they can fight it for a long ways. Most king runs are anywhere from 50 to 300 yards. I've never seen one go over that, to be honest with you. It's just, I don't know. I can't see one. Most of the time, not even 300. I should say more like 150 yards or something. They do a real quick, they explode on the bait, and then they real quickly just kind of phase out. So all this is ready to be clean. We can work on this side now. This is going to have to be cleaned in a different manner, unfortunately. Yeah, I might stop and get, I'm out of brake cleaner here at the house, so I'll have to stop and get some brake clean. Let's take the bearing out of this side. It's going to be the same deal as that side. These are extremely heavy duty reels. It's just a smaller version of that side. Have to clean it. Let's take that handle off. It's all jacked up, big time jacked up. Yeah, somebody has really done a number on that. I do have a socket for that, but it was already loose, so we'll just go with what we got. I might just straighten that just a little bit. Let's take the bridge screws out. Gotta love the simplicity of a Penn. All their conventional reels up until the newer stuff it's almost monotonous. There's so much the same. You get to the point where you're just, it's another Penn. It's kind of like Zebco, you know. I guess if something works, don't get away from it. Well, they did on the new stuff, but the new stuff isn't really Penn. It's a mixture. Okay, we got to pay attention. There was a spring and A dog there, not too worried about that. I know where that goes, but just don't lose that spring. We'll come back to the bridge. Here is let's get the screws out of it. They will be cleaned separately. Let's go ahead and take the jack plate out. It might be easier to get let me get the jack plate. It's just like you kind of rotate it. Sometimes they stick against themselves, and there's a spring popped out, of course. Let's just take the yoke out. I'm not going to fight with it today. Now we can get to the jack plate. It has to kind of rotate like this. I put the handle in the wrong position when I took it out. There, it just falls out when you get it right. I just took the handle and put back on there and turn it. Now we can go ahead and take that out too. And this is the whole entire drive side apart. There's your pinion, pretty nasty. That's your spring. That's where you get your tension from your drag at. When you tighten your drag knob down, push this off the shaft, take your little hook tool, and let's see what kind of drag washers we have. They're leather. This is an original reel. Nobody's ever gone into it. I may order. I actually might have the HT100 drags around here for this. I think it's the same thing as what a Senator takes. So I probably have them. And they're stuck. The drag was stuck on this reel. So if I don't have them, I'm going to have to order them, and it'll be a week or so before I put this reel back together. It usually takes Mystic, a few days. Depends on, the time of year. Now that Christmas is over, we might actually start getting some of our packages at a normal delivery rate. This drag was severely stuck. It was no longer working. These are leather drag washers. This might be an older 980. So I have to decide what I want to do here. Since I got to order drag washers, I may end up ordering the new bearings too. I have changed those bearings out, but getting that thing apart is a bear. And it was something I decided when I did it. I was like, why am I doing this? I don't cast these things anymore. I use more modern casting reels and surf. I really like the Penn Squalls. The 15, my gosh, that reel casts so good. The 15 size, it doesn't matter which model it is, as long as it's not a level line. The 15 size is just awesome. The 12s are a little bit small, and they tend to overrun worse than the bigger ones. And or maybe I'm so used to the larger reels that I'm about to go off frame for a second. I'm going to drive this pin out right here with the proper punch. So we'll put it over my block here and take my handy dandy hammer and knock that out. If you do this right, well, it's not really wrong if you knock the pin all the way out, but if you do it right, you can leave the pin in it and take it apart. That's the entire reel. I'm probably not going to modify the bearings because, for one, I don't know if I'm going to keep the reel, right? And number two, I don't need really free spinning bearings for a fighting reel. You just want bearings that are in good condition. They don't have to be super free spinning. So I'm gonna look for drag washers. I should have them. And clean it up good and make a decision from there. So hang tight. It's gonna be a really pretty reel when I get done with it. Really pretty. Like I said, it's just got a little bit of rash on it up on top. Just a little bit. That's good. It's been used. That's good. You don't need mag control for a fighting reel, but that's okay too. This reel is meant to be cast. Let me make that very clear. This is a heavy duty casting conventional reel. And back in the day on the Outer Banks, you saw these 980s, 970s. You saw them a lot on when the drum run was on, big red drum. And they cast really well, and the more used to them you are, the further you can cast them, of course. But you could cast pretty heavy line. You could put 25-pound test on here if you were educated enough with your thumb to handle it. You know, a 300-yard spool of 25. You know, you could get some work done with this reel. This reel is meant for it. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep it because I've already got 2 or 3 of them. Most of them are 980s. I don't think I have any 990s. I don't have any 970s. All of them are 980s. I very rarely see a 970 around here. Don't know why. Just don't never see it. So I'm going to make a decision as to what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And I'll be back. All right, it's John. I'm back. I got this Penn 980 high speed mag control all cleaned up. It only took me about 10 minutes. I found the drag washers. Let's put it back together. Yeah. I was able to clean the bearings pretty good. I did not take these apart. We're going to see if my theory works. I'm soaking everything out of them. Get some fresh Q-tips. There's a little bit of dirt down there, but not anything hugely significant. We'll see how this one looks. The bearing ain't super smooth, but I may go spray those out again before we get too far along here. That one feels good. That one's good. The outer one on the backside, which, you know, either one of them could be changed pretty easily. It's a little rough. Let me go spray it out good. I cleaned it with WD-40 and blasted it. All right, let's make an attempt here. And it smoothens it right out. Look at that. It just had a little grit up in it. I'm going to use a little bit heavier lube here. I'm using a gear lube in it. I'm not going to be casting this reel. I doubt anybody else will be. So let's put something thick up in there to quieten it down a little bit. That's nothing wrong with that. Very, very good. I can live with that if you can. So let's put the frame together first. Just wiping off these parts, getting some of the extra WD-40 off of. As you know, I soak my real parts in WD-40 before I assemble them because it's such a good protector. It's a silicone base. And it does a great job of beating up the water when it gets on it. So we're going to start out with the seat. Penn calls it a stand. And we're going to go ahead and grease all 3 holes. And you'll take the shortest little, I'm already starting out wrong. I got it upside down. That's good, John. Take the shortest little screw. This is where I need 3 hands, right here. Let's do it like this. Take the shortest little screw and put in there. And it goes in the middle hole. You kind of line it all up. There it goes. You can go ahead and take it on down. You want that grease in those holes so you don't have to, if you ever take this reel back apart, you're not drilling out screws, because trust me, it's no fun. Now we got to wait for it to stand on the stand. We'll do the other side. Just a little grease. The screw will carry the grease in there with it, so don't have to worry about that too much. Takes a little short screw. You don't want to put the long screw in there because it will protrude past the stand and catch the line when you're casting. Or if it was to spool out real quick, like a big run from a king or whatever, that line will loop a little bit and it will catch on the screw right down there. So you don't want those screws to protrude any. Now we can set that down there for a second. We'll grease both sides of this also. These are the ones that will definitely stick, because stainless steel, or actually they're brass screws going into aluminum. And that difference in the metal is not fun. So this one on this side only takes the 1 screw, because the other screw comes all the way through the cover. I may have to look at this, make sure I got it right too, folks. Yeah. Can't see it. Everything's dark. I'm right in my own light here. I don't think it really matters which one of these bars goes the front, which one goes the back. I'm sure they built it a certain way at the factory. But yeah, it's the same on both sides. We can flip the reel around either way we want it once we get it together. We can make either side the drive and either side the palm. It doesn't change the fact it's a right-hand reel no matter which way you slice it. All right. So we're building the frame here. Just repeat the process over here. The writing and everything on this is really good. This is what wears out on them. This one's in really good shape. The main thing is you want the writing to go in the right direction. You don't want the bars upside down. So if you're looking for a really good multi-purpose surf pier reel, this would be it. Conventional. You can cast it in surf, and it's big enough to use up on the pier and look for and fight for big fish with. It's a pretty solid reel. Ball bearing, 2 ball bearings. All right. We'll set that aside. Let's go and put all the pieces of the puzzle back on the palm side of the reel. Once again, it's all in really good shape. This is usually what's really ugly on them. You want to put a little bit of grease around that and into this. This one, let's put some grease on that too. This one threads in from the outside. This is your cast control. We're just going to leave it loose for now. This one gets a spring on it. And we're going to put some grease on the threads. And it threads in from the inside. We're going to run it all the way out. Get it up out of the way. Just like that. You'll feel it bottom out. Do not ever crank it. And let's put it together like this. Get some grease in those holes. I think I'm right doing this like this. We'll see. We've already greased them actually, so we don't even have to do that. So let's put it together. Maybe not. It's a tight fit. Very, very tight fit. See how many of this snaps together. The 2 long screws go down here into the stand. Now that might be wrong. The 2 long screws go up into the post. The short screws go into the stand. There's 2 and 2. Because you don't want these to protrude through the stand. We'll look at it here in just a second. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. And we can go ahead and put the spool in. Those screws still protrude a little bit, but I don't think it'll hurt a thing. Now we get to build the fun side of the reel here. Clean all the old dirt out. I can do a pretty good job on that. Okay, so we're going to lube that up good. I'm going to put just a little bit of I don't really want to grease in there, so I want a heavier gear lube on it. Gives it a nice fluid feel. And then we can go ahead and pound that pin back into it. Here. Now, this is considered a drag washer. This little shim carbon fiber washer, whatever you want to call it, goes on first. So I give it a little bit of cowls. Lubricate the gear. Just kind of smear that grease down in those teeth good, and it'll do the rest for you once you start cranking it. You don't have to like load this thing up, as I put a big glob on it. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that'll do it. Put the gear on, slides all the way down. I found these HT100s. They're from a Senator. I don't know which one. I just saw them laying in my Penn conventional box. I got boxes of real parts up here. I just grabbed the first set I saw. I know they fit. So you'll go in with that. You got a keyed washer. And another drag washer. And this is like the most typical Penn setup you'll see. Like every Senator, all your older Internationals, all of them are. It's just like they're all 6 one way, half a dozen another. You've heard that saying. That's the way they are. They're all the same thing. Just coat those. They're going to soak it up because they're brand new. So you just kind of soak them really good in it. And you're keyed. And then you've got the spring washer goes on there. All right, let's move up to this side. We got to put the selector in. Grease that up good. I've left this. Well, I did leave the spring in the. What we'll do is we'll get a little bit of grease on that, and that'll hold it in there. So the spring's on the selector. You got to put it in here. Get it started underneath there. And it's wanting to fight me. There we go. You got to hook the point of that spring underneath this little slot right here. So you get to play with it a little bit here. There we go. Perfect. Like that. It's going to want to spring around on you. There's nothing you can do but just kind of hang on to it for a second. Put some grease in there. Take your handle upside down. Oh gosh. And put it into that selector and try to turn it. Why is it not letting me turn it? It might be a little worn. Okay. That's never happened before. You should be able to put the selector lever in there and turn this thing. Wow. It's not letting me turn it. Oh, gosh. Well, there's a first. And I know I got the spring in there right. Could this thing be worn? That's weird. It's like it's not sticking through far enough for me to get a hold of it. Well, I'm telling you, they throw me for a loop sometimes. I'm going to try to get it to hover. Oh. That is a really tight little freaking spring. Just do it like that. And while it's cooperating for a brief moment, we'll get the handle on there. Oh my gosh, please. Just get started. There we go. Wow, that one was a pain. So this screw was loose on it when I took it apart. So what's happened, somebody was trying to get the reel apart or something, didn't know what they were doing. They got that loose, didn't tighten it back up, or it could have worked a loose, in use, but that's unlikely. So look at there. That's how it's supposed to work. Let's put our bearing back in. It goes all the way down on this reel. Well, on all the Penn conventionals, the handle side bearing goes in as tight as you can get it, or not like over tight, but snug it in like that. Lots of grease right here on that pin and on the selector. I'll put a little bit of grease down here to hold the springs in place. Put the springs in. You have 3 springs in this reel, 1 little bitty one and 2 medium-sized ones. We'll get the yoke ready for the gear. Just coat it really good because the jack plate also slides over the yoke. And then we're going to put the gear in. Where to go? Here it is. That gear spins in that yoke, so you want some grease down in there. And we'll get that good. And this does have to go in before. Let's see if we can't put the jack plate in first. So the jack plate, the 2 tabs, the jacks on the jack plate go down. Grease those up. And this is going to go in like this. You just kind of rotate it around just like that. Now the fun part is getting this in there underneath the jack plate. Yeah, this is the part of Penn I don't like. Okay, it's got to go under the jack plate. And now you just sit it like that. Okay, we're ready to start assembly. You have 2 types of screws that go in the bridge. You got 2 that are smooth. They go where the springs are. Then you got 2 that are all thread. Put one of the all thread ones in right here. This is where your but don't put this in yet. You got your golly, anti-reverse dog and spring. First, we're going to put this in. We'll drop it in. Everything's going to fall out. Don't worry about it. Oh my gosh. You got to. Why is it not wanting to rotate? Are you kidding me? Yep. I'm not kidding. Let's see here. Why does it not want to rotate? It's because these screws. All right. Okay. Now put your screw back in. This is the pain about Penn. There's 2 things that suck about a Penn. This dog's got to go Oh, it's not going to work right. It's not going to work right because the way this thing is made. But I'm going to try it. You got to put that in there. And then pack some grease in right there to hold this spring so it doesn't go flying across the room. And this little bitty spring's got to go in. And this is the thing, you can't see this. After you get this reel together, you cannot see the spring. So the spring goes. Oh my gosh. There's no way I'm going to get this right the first time. The spring goes in there like that. I can't even show it to you, but then you got to rotate it around really quickly. Hold on to everything. This is out of place. Just don't let go of it. All right. What's it? Oh no. You got to be kidding me. Did it go through it? I don't know if it did or not. I really don't even know what to tell you on this. It's just a pain of you know what. I'm hoping I got it all. We'll see. I got that in place. Yeah, it's in there. Okay. Now, put your other all-threaded screw in the bottom of the other side. And you can go ahead and tighten those two down. Keep it all together while it's still together. Now over here, take you a small screwdriver and go in there and just kind of get everything centered back up. And you'll put these through right here like this. And they'll start themselves most of the time, and you just tighten them down. Yeah, it's a feel to it. I don't even know how to tell you, but it's working. Okay. This goes in like that. We're ready to put this reel together. I recommend some lube on this shaft. I'm going to use a little bit heavier lube. What in the world? What's it hung on? I've had this problem before on these reels. They're tough ones. Is that going? Nope. Wow. And the other problem is you can't spin them once you get them in there. The rings are tight. So you almost have to just, it's like a luck that you hit the exact right spot. There it goes. Maybe. We'll try tightening them down and see what happens. It was tight coming apart. I figured it'd be tight going back together, but also it was coated. See, that's not going together. It was coated in soda or something. It's like a drink or something all over it. Well, I might be going to mess up, but I'm gonna give it a little love right there. All right. It acts like it's high on something right there. See what happens as it starts going together here. It might just be a really freaking tight fit. Okay, well, we're moving along with it now. That's something. You gotta have a feel for these things, or you'll fight it. If you're working on one yourself right now, getting all that bridge set up and everything, it's a pain. I ain't gonna lie, it's a real pain. We'll put that washer on. One thing I can tell you is the HT100s are a lot thicker than the leather washers, and it's not going to want to have a lot of drag, or not. It's not going to want to have a lot of free drag on it. That's about all it's going to have right there. I was able to fix the handle. We'll put some grease in there. Put your handle nut on. Tighten it down. It was loose before. Yeah, you want to build a line. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. That's probably about as close as I'm going to get it right there to being tight. Because you got to line the ear up where the screw will go in it. You got to love working on fishing reels to work on fishing reels. All I got to say. It's a labor of love. Some of them really try your patience. I've had a few here this week. It's really been something. Sounds like a gravel grinder, don't it? Coffee grinder. We'll see. I got to tighten everything up yet. Everything's loose still. There is a slight chip in the plate there. That's not great, but it'll be all right. All right, so you got to tighten this down. See how much slop's in that? It's not supposed to have that. You want just a bare minimum. It's like that. You can barely hear it rocking with your finger. Now it's quietening down. It's smooth. I like it. It's good. We'll give everything a little bit of oil. Lucas is fine. There's a place you can oil it there, a place you can oil it here. And wipe off the excess. Oh, and on the handle paddle. These little needle, the Lucas bottles are perfect for oiling a pin reel. You just push that little ball. There's a ball there with a spring underneath it. This was bent right down here. I was able to straighten it most of the way. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but all right, let's try that drag out. Oh shit. Pardon my language, but yeah, that drag that's almost too much drag. What it is HT100 drag washers are a lot thicker. That just loosened everything up even more. That ain't bad, folks, for the old bearings being in there. You could put a set of ceramic bearings in this thing. You can order the cups and all the little internal parts separately, and then order the bearings and press it all together. And I've done that on a couple of them. You can go back. You might be able to find that in my library somewhere. It's not bad. Get a fresh rag here and wipe this reel off. It's pretty oily. You look a lot better without all that oil dripping off of it. Yes, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I really don't. I'll figure that out in the next day or two. I wish the drag had a little more. I could fix that by taking that sleeve out and turning it down. I could also fix it over tightening the drag too, and that sometimes will loosen them up. They'll squeeze out all the grease and stuff I put in them. That's a lot of drag right there. That's more drag than this reel should have on it. That's the thing about HT100, you can make a lot of drag with them. And the thing about king mackerel fishing is you need to have some free spool. Because you want to leave your reel in gear. And you leave it in gear and turn the bait clicker on, which it does work. I didn't even check that. So you leave it in gear and leave the drag set where it won't, like when you pull the line, it doesn't go zzz. You want it to pull and stop. And you set your drag clicker and you pretty much walk away from it. When fish hits, you'll hear the drag clicker going off. You can walk over to it and you just ease back into your drag. And yeah, I'm not super happy with the lack of adjustment on drag. I'll figure that out later. Anyway, there it is. Penn 980. It's a mag control. Made in USA. This is 80's technology here. Ball bearing. Double sheared ball bearing on the spool. Pretty good high capacity on this reel. It's comparable to a Jigmaster 500, I'd say. And with all the bells and whistles for casting. It's got some rash there and there, and it had one little small chip right there. Not a big deal. Good user quality reel. It's still pretty enough to sit on the shelf and brag about. All right, this is John Vintage Fisherman. Appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you want something aggravating to do on Saturday morning, putting one of those bridges back together without being able to see the anti-reverse dog in spring is very annoying. The centers and stuff, you can see all that. That's the downside. The plus side is that heavy duty bridge makes this a very sturdy reel. And that's something to think about too. Everything's a trade-off in life, right? So anyway, I appreciate it. Take a kid, pier fishing. If you're ever near the coast, you go to the beach for a week. You don't have to pack a bunch of gear. Just go to the pier house, rent a couple of rods, take your kid out there fishing, use a couple bottom rigs, and whatever. Just take a kid fishing. That's what I'm all about. I appreciate y'all watching. Please come back. Talk to you later.